Welcome back to the trail, everybody. In Smith Roach Gap parking lot right now, about to get started for the day. The plan has changed a little bit. The park is closed from Swift Run Gap north all the way to the northern boundary to motor traffic. The trails are still open, but we can't drive up there. So this might be the last two videos for a little while. So when should be like 4 weeks. Today's April 5th, so early June, if the park hasn't reopened by then. Not that it's closed now, but if the road's not open by then, I won't be able to get up further along the trail since we've already done everything from Swift Run Gap south. But anyway, off for the day, heading to Hightop Shelter and Hut and the best water on the AT. And then gonna end the day today at Swift Run Gap and see the first major crossing of a highway through Shenandoah and the 1/3 mark of our trip so far. So without further ado, let's get on the AT. Oops. And away we go. There's a ton of people already here. So my guess is this is going to be the last week for at least a month that I'll be able to get out here. The governor's order to stay at home expires June 10th or 11th. So I've got enough episodes after today in the bank to make it to then. But who knows how this is going to develop further and what people are going to do. So, enough of that. I'm going to pick back up when we get to the hut, unless I find any animals along the way. Since I'm doing this a little bit reverse, I usually hike out, scout locations, and then film on my way back to my car. But since we're filming first, and it's early-ish, it's like 9, there's gonna be more animals, so hopefully we'll get to see a few of them. Alright, I'll catch up with you guys in a couple minutes. Alright, so we're on the Blue Blaze to Hightop Hut. Haven't seen any animals. If you can see through the trees, there's the hut right there. Usually this place is grown in with like chest-high grass in the summer. I like it in the spring because it's not chest-high. So this is the spring over here that I was talking about. I'm gonna go down a little bit. And this is just like far enough away to be annoying. Whereas if you remember, Pinefield had a water source directly next to the hut, which was a lot better convenience-wise, but the water here, in my opinion, more than makes up for the walk. Presumably it's flowing as strong as it always is, despite there being almost no snow this winter. This is another reason why it's kind of annoying, because like the only reason to go down here is for water, but you have to. So this is just like wicked rough trail that's just not ideal. Alright. I don't think it's flowing well. I'm pretty sure you can hear it usually, and I can't hear it right now. There it is. Oh, this is real weak. So, that's usually like shooting water out to like here. Oops. So like the water usually shoots out to like that point right here. And it is real low. Let's see how cold it is. Jeez. Yeah, it's pretty cold. Alright, let's head back up to the hut. Check back in a minute. The map. So there's a map. Someone had collected firewood. So the map, this is basically all we have hiked so far. Down here is Rockfish Gap, the first day in Calf Mountain Shelter. That's where we ended, and then went up through all of this. There's Rip Rap Trail parking. There's Black Rock Hut. There's Black Rock Mountain. There's Loft Mountain right there. And then Rocky Top, Pine Field, Simmons Gap where the ranger station that I kept talking about is. And then where we are right now is Hightop Hut. And then we're going to finish the day right here at Swift Run Gap where Virginia 33 cuts across the park. And then, so it's Elkton. That's the town that is within sight. And then we're going to end tomorrow. Oh, it's not on this map because it's in the north section. But, all right, that's about it for right here. I'm going to head back out to the trail and head up to the other spring that's further up. And see you guys in a couple minutes. So here's the other spring I was talking about. We're about, I think it's a half mile from the top. So this is usually flowing less strong than the one down at the hut because it's further up in elevation. But as you can see, we're basically at the top. There's nothing upstream because there's no upstream to speak of. When this thing's really going, I'd say that like if there were any water sources that the odds were in your favor to drink just raw, this would be the best chance on the entire trail. I'm kind of disappointed that it's not flowing better, but such is... Man, this is awesome. And then, if I can see, down there is the Skyline Drive. And then that double highway over there is 33 and Shenandoah Valley. So we're just going to head down now. Going to go through Hightop parking area, which is where everybody that goes to Hightop parks. And it was full this morning, but I'm guessing that's just because it is the first parking lot you get to when you go into the park today, since you have to go south from the gate. That's the first one. So I assume that's why it filled up. And then next week's hike from Swift Run Gap to Picassin Cabin will be a very, I don't want to say leisurely, but there's very little elevation change relative to like what we're doing today, what we've done in recent weeks. The middle section of Shenandoah gets a little flat, isn't the right word, but it's the only word I can think of now. You still go up and down, but it's not nearly as bad or not nearly as much as the southern end of the park. Gets smoother the further north you go, now that I think about it. And then you get out of the park and there's the roller coaster, which I might do as a follow-up to this series, depending on how the timing works out with everything. I was not a huge fan of the roller coaster, but that might have been for other reasons. Here's another outlook. Not as good, but this is a view you wouldn't get in about a month. All right, that's about it from the top. We're gonna head down now. So if I see some animals, catch up with y'all then. Otherwise, I think probably just pop back in as we get into Swift Run Gap. So see you guys in a few minutes. All right, we're making our way down to Swift Run Gap, less than a half mile away. And it's just basically been like this the whole way down from Hightop. Pretty good trail. And then a lot of people going up, actually. Not only from the Hightop parking lot, but from Swift Run Gap. There's probably 6 people heading the other direction in this little section. So I was kind of surprised about that, because Skyline is open, so they can go down further. Anyway, I made a mistake earlier when I said I've got episodes banked until like early June. I forgot May existed. So I've got them through early May, because, you know, time doesn't mean anything after you've been quarantined for 3-4 weeks or however long it's been. So we will hopefully be able to get out and film episode 9 next week if they don't make any further closures. But I don't think I'll be able to get 10 in, because that would mean like a 30-mile day. And then there are other national forests and other recreational areas in the Northern Virginia region that I can check out, so that hopefully might be able to do some other stuff while we wait for Shenandoah to open. But I'm not going to promise anything. I don't think that there's going to be a really good option. Oh, you can hear the cars. Alright, well, that's the gap. Oops. Alright, here's the gap. Last time we saw a big highway like this, it was Rockfish Gap just outside of Waynesboro. Kind of emerging for the first time again. Well, not the first time. One of the least favorite sections of mine in Shenandoah is walking along Skyline, but it's fine. And then there's 33 down there, and over there. So I want to thank everyone for coming along today for the hike. I really appreciate it, and we will see each other next week, and gonna go from here up to Pecossin Cabin, and maybe next week after that. We'll see. So thanks for coming out, and I'll see you next time.